Hey everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Mamas Uncut's book club. As I'm sure with many of you, I am an avid reader. I love being immersed in new worlds, different lives, learning new things through the written word. And I hope a lot of you out there are like that as well, which is why I wanted to start this community, because while all of that is fun when reading a book, what's even more fun is being able to talk about what you read with someone who has also read it, and to see if you all interpreted it the same way, if you all had the same reaction. That's so much fun for me. And so I wanted to create a community within Mamas Uncut. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our first book of our first book club video, and it's The Overdue Life of Amy Byler by Kelly Harms. My goal is to not do any spoiler alerts because I want you to get this book, read this book along with me, and really enjoy it. Because from the first two chapters, which is what we're going to be discussing in this video, we're going to be in for a wild ride, and I'm very excited about it. Just put your comments or your questions in the comment boxes below, and we'll have a conversation about it between me and you and each other. Also, just a disclaimer, I have never talked straight to camera only without anyone else around me, so forgive me if this is a bit awkward at first. I will get better at it. Book starts off with a journal entry written by Amy Byler's daughter, and you immediately in the first page and a half are just thrown into what the heck is happening. So we get this relationship between mother and daughter. We learn that the daughter is writing this journal entry in the hospital, and we don't know if she's hurt or if she's sick or what the heck is going on. And then we learn that there is this weird relationship between Amy Byler and her husband, and we don't exactly know what happened yet, but we are about to find out. And then we get into chapter 1. That's not even the first chapter yet. So immediately into chapter 1, we get thrust back 3 months ago. And this is where we really get the feeling of what is happening within this family. We start getting a sense of what happened to Amy Byler and her marriage. What did the husband do? Why is the husband now around again? What his goals are, what her goals are, and then we really start to see who Amy Byler is. My favorite part about chapter 1 and really into chapter 2, but especially chapter 1, is we are constantly questioning why. Why is this happening between her and her husband? Why is her husband back? So very quickly in, you see this relationship between husband and wife, mom and kids, dad and kids, mom and best friend really take hold. And because of that, we start getting a sense of Amy. And we learn very quickly that she's a doting mom who always puts her kids first. And she's super forgiving, almost to a fault. That's kind of an assumption on my part so far. And really all she cares about is making sure her kids are good. And if that means putting herself dead last, Amy is going to do that. And I think regardless of if you're a mom or you're not a mom yet, and you have a mom who was like that, you really relate to what either the kids are going through or not going through thanks to having a great mom, or you're relating to being that mom and sacrificing so much. And then we start to see her tiptoe between being this scorned wife and a mom who really just wants what's best for her children. And because she's such a forgiving woman and wants to be the best mom ever, she makes these decisions. And then in chapter 2, she starts to question those decisions. Is she doing them because it's what's best for her kids? Or is she doing them because that's what she thinks she should be doing? And so we start to see that play out as well. And then we start to play out this transition between a mom who was always only about her kids to a mom who suddenly has this free time and she doesn't know what to do with it. And then we start to see the plans she starts to make by herself. And then we don't know what's going to happen with those decisions she makes. So what I want to know is what you think of the first 2 chapters so far. What's been your favorite part? What have you related to most? Maybe some of your predictions. What do we think is going to happen as this book moves forward? There are 20 chapters in this book, so we're going to have between 7 to 10 episodes strictly talking about this book. And yeah, so I just want to know what you think so far. Is this something that pulled you in like it did me? Is this something that you're excited to continue reading, or would you have changed something? Let me know all of those things in the comments below, and I will be back tomorrow to talk about chapter 3, 4, and possibly 5. Bye.